The fascination with light painting is the fact that the naked eye doesn't see what the camera sees. What you're creating in a camera is removed from your own reality, so there's a certain degree of magic to that. You have to be very meticulous. You have to plan your ideas because you're working in darkness. When you have an idea as a light painter, you have a vision in your mind, you become fixated with the idea of realising that vision. Hello, my name is Peter Solness and I'm a light painter. Light painting is basically turning off all the lights so the camera can't see, and then you open the shutter of the camera for a long period of time and you're walking as an artist with a small torch or any light source really. You then apply the light to the area of the photograph that interests you, and by that way you're revealing to the camera elements and detail which interest you as a photographer or an artist. I did a book back in the 1990s called Tree Stories, and I found it much more interesting to illuminate them at night time. But since the arrival of digital cameras, that really turbocharged the whole concept of light painting, and the possibilities became much greater. I did start as a very solitary photographer walking around in the dark, falling over tree branches at night time on my own, to suddenly choreographing up to 300 or 400 people, whether they be photographers or spectators or fellow light painters. I found I was drawn to it because in a way light is a celebration. I think the whole idea of light, and I think this is why I'm a light painter, is because as a photographer it's all about the light. And we all know as photographers that there's a lot of emotion in light, and so I feel good when I have all these people around spinning lights and being happy. It's very cathartic actually. Some advice I would have for light painting would be to think about each individual photograph. I wouldn't try and do too much in one go. I wouldn't go out into the bushland straight away and try to interpret the bushland without really knowing the fundamentals of what's involved. You don't need a big torch, you don't need a lot of elaborate equipment. You just need a good tripod, a decent camera that can do long exposures, and you can also manually focus the camera and manually set shutter speed and aperture. Once you have those basics, it's just about having a little bit of patience and considering what you're trying to achieve. It's a very experimental medium. I'm continually intrigued by the process. I'm always reimagining the world around me. I'm reimagining things which I've seen before. And so with light painting, I imagine what it looks like lit up by torchlights. I'm always thinking of new projects and new ways of rendering of subjects with this really intriguing light source. I'm fascinated by problem solving, and light painting does offer quite a few challenges in terms of having an idea, but then how do you bring that into realisation in the camera?